What's up, y'all? Straight to the point, sports and entertainment. Now, let's go ahead and jump right into this, okay? I want to give a shout out to the whole Lions Den basketball community before I go ahead and get this started now. Jalen Brunson, man, has really been playing at a, not only at an all-star level, he's showing that he can be that main player on that team, because since he has came to New York, he has pretty much flipped the entire New York Knicks franchise into back to that energy that once was in the Madison Square Garden arena. And a lot of people really don't understand the value of a guy like Jalen Brunson. I do. And that's why I have him in the top 5 discussion in terms of MVP. Now, so far, shout out to Ticket TV too, man. He did a post. He also did a video on SGA. Okay, now I've been talking about SGA the whole entire season. Him and Anthony Edwards, okay, who I'm gonna talk about in a little bit too. Now, I had SGA at the number 1, and then I had Jokic at number 2, and I had Kawhi at number 3. But I'm gonna put the only reason I'm gonna go ahead and switch it up again, and I'm gonna put Kawhi at number 2, and then Jokic at number 3, is because of their records. Now, and I'm gonna get back to Jalen Brunson in just a second. But Ticket brought up a good point, man. He said that not only that SGA, he's at 31 points a game. Now, they were toggling with the scoring. At one point, SGA was leading, just for a little bit. He was leading the league in scoring. But then Joel Embiid, he had a couple of scoring blow-ups, and went through the roof. And then he went ahead and topped and started leading the league in scoring. But now, since Joel Embiid is hurt, then this is SGA's chance to possibly, get that, because I think there's a couple other people that are fighting for that title, or that scoring title as well, or the scoring leader. Now, and also another good point that he brought up too is the fact that OKC has the best record in the Western Conference right now. Okay, and if I'm not mistaken, I have to go back and check. I think they have the best record in the league. I don't know. I think it's between them and Boston right now. But and that's the reason why you have to go ahead and you have to give them his props. It's like the people still don't respect, the Thunder. But anyway, that's a whole nother discussion. So those were some good points that he brought up. Now, getting back to Jalen Brunson, I had always told some of the brothers, like Ticket TV, I told a couple of the brothers that Jalen Brunson, to me, was more beneficial for Dallas than what Luka was. Okay. Think about it. Jalen Brunson is to Dallas what Drew Holiday was to Milwaukee. Okay. I know. Just think about it. Okay. Now, I'm talking about in terms of what they brought to the table. And when you take those two players away, you look at, there's clearly something missing. So you look at Dallas right now, right? When Jalen Brunson went to New York, okay, you lost a lot of playmaking. You lost another reliable ball handler. You lost another coach on the floor, because as good as Luka is, he's not going to. He's not an extension of the coach on the floor. And of course, that's the point guard job. But Luka is more of a. He's a fiery player and everything, but he's not the leader that Jalen Brunson is. He might be the best player, but that doesn't necessarily make you the leader, and that doesn't necessarily make you the more valuable player. Yeah, you could score and all of that other stuff, but when it came to defense, playmaking, setting the table, hitting buckets when you needed to, willing your team back to victory, also being durable when you needed to be too, as well as change of pace and controlling the tempo, things of that nature. That was Jalen Brunson, and that's what he brought to the table. Now, when I mentioned Drew Holiday to the Milwaukee Bucks, Austin Rivers said this, on I think it was NBA Tonight. He brought up a good point about Drew Holiday. He said the Bucks really show how much they are missing a guy in Drew Holiday, and that's the truth, because Drew Holiday did a multitude of things that helped the Bucks, and now you see, okay, you can't really, okay, with Dame Lillard, for example. I mean, he, well, as of late, he hasn't really been shooting that well, but, he's known as a scorer. But can you rely on him on defense? All right? They got beat by the Jazz, and they're getting beat by all of these different teams, whereas if you had a guy like Drew Holiday or whatever, then, okay, you have a defender that could cover at least 3 different positions, and then also score at the same time, even though sometimes he could be a little inconsistent with the scoring, but more often than none, he's gonna be there at the right time. And that's what the value of a guy like Drew Holiday is very appreciated. But to get back on Jalen Brunson, now you see, when he went to New York, it took a little bit, okay? It didn't happen right away. He had to get accustomed to Tibbs. He had to get accustomed to New York. You're talking about going from Dallas to New York. And, I mean, it's still the city regardless. It's still the city regardless, you know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is when it comes to that lifestyle change, when you think of New York, everybody thinks about 2 things, okay? And outside of the Knicks and Madison Square Garden and being a mecca of basketball and the big city life and Statue of Liberty and all that other stuff. Outside of that, people think about the fans and the media. And I'm gonna be honest with you, when he first came to New York, I didn't like the move. I didn't think it was I didn't think it would be good for him. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, I don't know. But I also had to think about, okay, well, he did play for Villanova, even though that's in Philly. It's still East Coast, and he is from Chicago, okay? And, he is a Chicago kid or whatever. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe he can deal with, the pressure and the media, stuff like that. And he has held it down, okay? First All-Star selection, which I really thought that he should have been an All-Star, but everything was so dominated by playing with Luka, and he handled it well. He never complained or anything. That's the thing that you got to appreciate about Jalen Brunson too, is that he doesn't sit there and complain or anything. I mean, he goes out there and he does his job. But he's shooting 52% through the month of January and a little bit through February. I think it's January 25th through February the 1st. He's been on a tear. He's averaging 30.8 points per game, and for the entire season, Jalen Brunson is averaging 27 points per game. I can't remember the exact, but I know it's like 27 points a game. You know, like when you got that guy, you know, because Jalen Brunson is able to pick up the scoring even when Julius Randle being hurt, he's still able to do that. And then also, what was key too for New York, besides Jalen Brunson, is the fact that they brought OG, and I've been raving about OG too. So nevertheless, man, Jalen Brunson has stuck it through. This guy you can always depend on, and New York, their record has surged. Okay, I mean they won. I think up until they faced the LA Lakers and they lost to them eventually, they won 9 straight. So you're not talking about a team that, you know, oh yeah, here and there winning. No, they're consistently winning, and that has to do with Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson is the main guy on that team. It's no knock on Julius Randle, because Julius Randle he's balling. Let's not make no mistake about it. Matter of fact, he went from people wanting him out of New York, all the, you know, the stuff that he went through, people talking down on him and stuff, to now, you know, being that guy, being one of the forces on there. So, yeah, Jalen Brunson, he's in that top 5. Okay, so now you gotta, okay, let's go SGA at number 1. I'm talking about MVP, all right? You got SGA, all right? Then you have Kawhi Leonard. You got Jokic. And then you could put Giannis there. And then you could put Jalen Brunson. But, see, I'm going to tell you something, man. As much as I like Giannis and he is holding it down and stuff, you know, the Bucks are starting to slip a little bit. And that's not all Giannis' fault, because Giannis is playing... he's playing at the MVP level and everything, but the Bucks are taking, you know, they're taking losses. I think they're 0-3 with Doc right now, 0-3 or something like that. They haven't won a game, and like I said, I got to go check again. But you know, they were 0-2 at one point, and of course, like I said, man, I'm not going to sit here and be in panic mode or anything like that. Now, even though I don't like the coaching change with Boston, I'm talking about that with the Bucks and having Doc Rivers there, I still know that there's a transition period, and there's also that period of getting things, you know, in order and really knowing his team, because, you know, he came in damn near in the middle of the season, you know, so he's got a lot on his plate. I will give him that, but I still don't think it's a good idea. I don't think that Doc is the coach for the Milwaukee Bucks, but I've already talked about that. But yeah, Jalen Brunson, man, he is that guy right now. He's in the MVP conversation. You have to put him there. You have to. It's no way that you can't, because what he brings to the table for that New York franchise. You know, they have dramatically since they made that change. And again, he's doing it. Jalen Brunson is doing it playing the prototypical way. Now I know he's scoring and everything like that, but he's not. That's not usually his game. You know, he likes to set the table, get guys involved first. You know what I'm saying? He's not looking for his first. And that's what you appreciate. I'm a fan of the, you know, like I said, the traditional way of playing the point guard. And it doesn't take anything away from some of the other guys because they are truly talented and gifted. Like Steph Curry, he's listed at point guard. I see him as a combo guard. Trae Young, he's listed at the point guard. I see him as a combo guard. You know, even Jamal Murray, he's listed at the point guard. I see him as a combo guard. I actually see Jamal Murray as, you know, more of a shooting guard because of his ferociousness in terms of scoring. Come on. So, like I said, man, it's straight to the point. Make sure y'all like the video, share it, subscribe. Also hit the notifications so that you are notified. Until then, I'll be getting at y'all later.